Let's have this week's Here's How. And this week, here's how to help a loved one grieve. Practice the voice of the dead person so that you can comfort the grieving person with spot-on impressions of their relative. Save it though for a big event, for example a wedding somewhere where they're going to want that family member to have been. And if you're lucky enough to be able to give a speech at the wedding, make sure to do a well-rehearsed impression at that point, because it's bound to get the tears streaming in the room and make the day memorable for everybody there. Go through your loved one's mementos, find something with that relative's name on or their writing, and then hide it around the house so that they can find it and they'll think it's a message from beyond the grave. Encourage them to start drinking or partaking in drugs with you. Then, whilst they're in a susceptible state, teach them about the underworld, the netherworld or hell, whatever you want to call it. Then, explain how unlikely any of that is, and that there's no reason to think about that dead person anymore because there's very little they can do for them now. So the best thing they can do is put them out of their mind and get on with their lives in their honour. What good is it to mourn someone for the rest of your life, because that just makes your life a weird depression extension of the dead person's life. If you're listening to this and you think to yourself, quite like this, maybe you'd like to see what I make out of dead rats as well, mate. There's a link below in the description. Wherever you're listening to this, you should find a link anyway, a link tree. If not, just search World Around You, the name of the podcast, and you'll find all my socials and that, mate. Give a little go of threshold.fm as well. You'll find loads of different radio shows there by loads of different people. Anyway, thanks for listening, man. I'll let you get back to your show. Start a local tournament and name it after their dead loved one. It doesn't matter what sort of competition or league table it is. What matters is that person is now immortalised. But you'll want to publicise your new event, so personally I would suggest a form of sex scandal of some description, because that way their loved one's name will be on the tip of everyone's tongues. Explain to them the belief that everything dies and returns back to the universe to go on to become stars. Then, explain that a lot of the stars that we can actually see from Earth are already dead and burnt out, so this isn't the first time that they've died, so they'll be alright in the long run, and just like the stars that we can still see and feel the effects of, we can still see and feel the effects of that dead person in our lives. List everyone that you're aware of that's died. Old neighbours, pets, distant relatives, celebrities you had a crush on, whoever you can think of. It's important that the grieving person doesn't feel alone. If they've recently buried their relative, inform them about how there is a possibility that in a few hundred years, their remains may be in a museum or on an oddity collector's shelf, preserved and potentially a member of a new, loving family. Explain that there is in fact no difference between incineration and cremation, other than the emotive weight behind saying, "My nan got incinerated on Wednesday." That's more powerful than, we cremated my nan at the weekend. Then, keep having little bonfires in the garden, calling them our little cremations. A nice way, to take the power from the situation that's upsetting your loved one. Tell them that in 2017, 77% of dead people were cremated, meaning that at least one of the 2,111,510 people must have been accidentally inhaled or ingested by someone, so there's always a chance that their loved one is now in someone else's life, like right now. If you used to drink with the dead guy, tell the surviving person that the dead one once said that they hated the survivor. So it's really not worth giving them much of your time, mate, because they won't be giving you any more of theirs. And that's the end of this week's Here's How.